The soldier had just taken a bite of bread, when suddenly a swarm of rats crawled out. They had no idea what was happening, but immediately ran outside. However, when they looked up, the sight froze them in place. On the fog-covered battlefield, a massive steel beast charged toward them. This was the first time a tank was used in war. The old soldier immediately sensed something was wrong. Although they launched an attack, it had no effect. They could only watch as the tank ran over their comrades. Wherever this steel monster passed, death and injury followed. At that moment, an old soldier shoved a grenade into the tank's tracks and threw another into the observation port. That's how they took down one tank. But then, horrific screams came from behind. The French deployed flamethrowers. Soldiers who didn't escape the trenches were instantly burned alive. Paul could only run for his life. Suddenly, a shell exploded, sending him flying. When he got up, he saw a terrifying sight. His friend John had been surrounded by the French. He immediately dropped his weapon and surrendered, only to be burned alive. This scene shattered Paul's mental defense. He ran wildly, but accidentally fell into a mud pit. He had lost all his strength. However, he was quickly spotted by a French soldier. But in the next second, the soldier was blown away. Paul seized the opportunity, quickly went over, and stabbed the soldier in the chest. He didn't stop until the soldier was silent. But watching a life slip away, Paul wanted to run, terrified. Yet, as he saw the soldier's painful expression, he realized the soldier was like him, a soldier who could only follow orders and charge forward. He crawled to the man, trying to stop the bleeding, but the soldier's wounds were too severe, and soon he stopped breathing. Paul took a notebook from his body, and inside was a photo. Paul suddenly realized that the soldier was like him, an ordinary person just trying to survive. But whose fault was all of this? When Paul returned to the camp, he found that although the soldiers had lost, they were celebrating. After this battle, the German high command realized continuing the war was pointless. They signed an armistice agreement. The war would stop every day at 11 a.m. The war was finally ending, but Paul didn't feel the happiness he expected. He visited his friend, who had lost his right leg and the will to live. During dinner, he took a fork and stabbed it into his own neck. And just like that, on the eve of the armistice, Paul lost another friend.